日デビューと相なりましたマウントレディと申します。以後お見知私2車線以上じゃなきゃ無
理。もう大丈夫だファミリー。おお、マウントレディじゃねえか。
青のり抜きで
一つで500円だぜ。
え、今持ち合わせがなくってありがと
プライドないのか。
う。なんか全国からプロヒーロー呼んだらしいですね今年は。
予選の障害物競争だろ。
あれ心苦しいですよね。
貴様。
ああ、騎馬戦がそうですね。まさに自分の勝利がチームメイトの勝利になっちゃうもん。相性やら他人の個性やら持ちつ持たれつ。ヒーロー活動はね、暇な時間をいかにしてやり過ごすかが重要なのよ。
今年デビューしたばかりのルーキーヒーローマウントレディさんと、
個性の性質上衣服が活動の妨げになってしまう、そういった方は多いのです。セクシーさが必要かどうかではなく、
ぶっちゃけ趣味ですよね。いい年して
若さしか取り柄ないですってアピールかしら。若くないのに
上が攻めすぎてると私ら若輩者はお手上げっていうかなんか。
生徒の一人が仕掛けた発信機ではアジトは複数存在すると考えられる。
トラさんもいますわ。これ本当に生きてんの？こんな楽な仕事でいいんですかね、ジーニストさん。オールマイトの方行くべきだったんじゃないですかね。
難易度と重要性は切り離して考えろ、新人。
あとはこっちで蹴りつける。おいよ。
ねえ天子、ヒーローまだなりたい？
どないなっとんのや。パッドガム。
助けに来たか。何を助けに来た。
レディー、地下に通じる通路を塞いでくれ。
ラジ
おお、あげて。
何のアレルギーかわかんないの。やだね。
もう大丈夫だよお母さん。
ありがとう。衝動にしてやる。あんたか。超痛かったんだけど。
絶対に押し負けるなマウントレディ。
言われなくても行かせはせんよ。このバカ力。
これより解放を。
喋れんのかい。
こいつだろ、歩く災害って動かないんじゃなかったのか。ジャック側に何かあったんだ。
レディを援護しろ。いい加減止まんなさいよ。話を聞け。もっと言って。
分かってます。だけは
男にすがるなんて中学以来だわ。畜生が。
最短距離。
ほら。全然止まんない。先輩、起きて。ほどいて体勢を。 さっきみんなが口に何か放り込もうとしてた。あんしなさい。ほら、こいつを止める方法が今あるなら信じるよ、雄英のひよっこさんたち。
進行してくるヴィランをここで迎え撃ちます。
二度とたからぬよう払わなさいた
溶かしていけ。ねむれ。
So when I was watching this animation, right, I started thinking, like, I started realizing, like, in order for a show to be really good, it has to have a villain who is unbeatable. Yeah, because a villain who is unbeatable may be a hindrance to a superhero, because the superhero tends to, like, contain and make sure that villain is being contained. And if we have a villain who is unbeatable, it means the show is going to be good. First, as you can see in this clip of My Hero Academia, we have Giantess lady who is fighting this gigantic villain who has like dinosaur spark in his back, which is actually crazy. And you can see the villain is like, he has a lot of strength that Giantess lady can't even contain him and and the villain is able to beat Giantess lady and drag her in the ground. That is really insane, but it's really cool because, as you can see, we see the struggles, because it doesn't mean like, okay, Giantess lady has ability to become a giantess and then has super strength and can fight any villain. Yes, that can happen, but if you are faced with another character who is a villain but also gigantic and has super strength and is going rogue and tend to fight you, and you know, like, oh, this character has enormous strength and I can't even defeat him, and you tend to continue with that will, like, you know what, I'm a superhero, I need to do this. This is not only for me but also for people who are around. That is devotion, and that is so cool. And as you can see, the good thing is, if we have unbeatable villain, we are going to get a great show. A good example is when you're going to watch The Boys, right? We have this character who's called Homelander, right? Homelander is super strong. He has like powers like Superman. So he's so strong that even the main characters who tend to like be against Homelander can't defeat him. And that is the definition of a great show, because now we have these characters who have no powers tend to go against these supes who tends to have enormous powers, which is actually insane, because you can see all these two characters, all these two sides are different. We have a side who have like superpowers and stuff, and we have a side who have no superpowers. So now we have these two dynamic characters, and now we have a side to pick, like, oh, I'm going to root for this one, I'm going to root for this one, because you see Homelander, he's like superhuman, and you can see with other like Butcher and other characters are not like, well, like they have like ability to fight, but also they don't have like that super strength and superpowers and stuff like that. So you can see like having a villain who has enormous power and is unbeatable tends to create a great show. It's like when you're going to watch Attack on Titan, right? Attack on Titan, the main villains are the Titans themselves, who are gigantic in size and tend to eat human flesh, which is actually crazy. And also they tend to destroy cities. And the good thing about these characters is they tend to cause chaos while they're nonchalant, which is actually crazy. And also, you can see normal human beings tend to create like armies so that they can destroy this titan. And that is a fun part because now we have normal humans tend to find a way to destroy these supervillains who have like enormous strength and enormous size. So you can see now that is an establishment of a great show because now we are locked in because we now are in the side of like normal people who tends to fight against this titan. So you can see sometimes different shows tend to have these characters or villain who tends to be unbeatable, and then we may start hating that character because like, oh, this character is gigantic and is super strong and villainish. So you know what? We are rooting for the cool side, and that is a creation of a great show. That is a really good example. And another example is when you're going to watch maybe Thanos. And this is, I think, this is a great example. Thanos is a character who is so super strong. He's like super strong and has a great will to do whatever he wants. And also, it's like when you're going to watch like Avengers Infinity War, you can see most of the superheroes or maybe the Avengers are being destroyed by Thanos. Because just in the first scene of the movie, when you're going to watch the movie, you can see the first scene Loki is being killed by Thanos, and then Hunter is being killed by Thanos, which is actually crazy. While Thor is watching, his brother is getting killed, which is actually insane. And when you're going to watch that movie, when you're going to watch like to the first until the end, you are going to cry and have hatred of Thanos because you can see Thanos is unbeatable because he was able to beat all members of the Avengers, which is actually crazy. He was able to beat even Hulk, who's gigantic. And yes, Thanos is gigantic, but even Hulk is gigantic. But when you're going to watch that movie, you are going to see Thanos, who is a villain, destroying the Avengers like piece of cake. And after watching that movie, you are going to feel a lot of anger and hatred toward Thanos because that villain is like, how can we have a villain who's unbeatable? And that is a reason why that movie earned a lot in the box office because now people were expecting like, as Avengers movies, Avengers members may tend to fight the villains, and then you know what, at the end they may win. But if you get a different outcome, like the villain is going to win, who is unbeatable, and kill some of the characters, the audience are going to hate that character. Like, dang, this villain, I hate this villain. I wish something can happen to this villain. And sometimes people may tend even to hate the actual actors who were playing the villain characters because it's actually crazy. And also, it's not only that, but also its sequel, Avengers Endgame, where like, okay, you know what? Okay, Thanos just went there, and the first scene, like, okay, Thor killed Thanos, and then you can see, okay, now we have another Thanos in another multiverse, which is actually crazy, and him to fight again. Yes, people were really looking forward to see, like, you know what? I'm tired of Thanos. He's unbeatable. We need to find a way to kill him, which is actually crazy. So you can see that is the definition of a great villain who tend to make a show to look so cool because now we already feel hatred toward the character because you can see how can the audience already created this like animosity, like I don't like this character because he's a villain and also has like gigantic strength. We can't defeat him. So you know what? I'm going to hate this character and I'm going to be happy when the character is going to be destroyed. Another example is when you're going to watch the Invincible animation, which is actually so cool. The Viltrumer, especially like what is called Conquest. Most of the audience hated Conquest because first, Conquest was like a bully and it was fight for the love of the game, which is actually like, dang, how can we have a villain who tends to fight for the love of the game? Because if you see a villain who wants to fight just for fun, it's crazy. Because he was willing to fight Even a little kid, Oliver, which is actually insane. And not once, most of the time. From season 4 to season not to, season 4 and season 5. That was actually nuts. So most of the people hated Conquest because first Conquest was so old and it was gigantic and muscular and stuff like that, but that villain was unbeatable. Even though you can beat him, but also it was so hard until you contain that character. So as you can see, most of the sometimes in order for to have a show, you need to have like a villainish character who's unbeatable so that you can make this show look so cool. And when you're going to watch the Invincible animation, you are going to see like the Viltrumite Empire, especially Thrag, who's unbeatable, tends to act as a really good villain who tend to make the show goes. And that is a good reason why you can see now people are really waiting for Invisible season 6 because as people want to see like, okay, now the Viltrum are on Earth and they are living as regular people. So we need to see what's going to happen because as you can see, these are violent people. You see, so you can see some. So in order for different movies and animations and cartoons, I don't know what, or live action or something, has to have a character that is sometimes unbeatable and unlikable so that people can continue wishing that character to die or to, I don't know, to fail. Or maybe we can like just create like a character who is even though we can create a character who tends to have like this horrible behavior or the character who tends to cause like anger to the audience, especially like a good example is like what is called Invincible's girlfriend, dad. Always like has a bad character in terms of like speaking and treating other people, you know, like many people hated that character, which is actually so cool because just by watching the character and the way he like talks and the way he behaves and stuff like that, you may going to hate that character. And that is the definition of a great character because in order for you to be able to be interested in watching different shows, you need to know the villain. You need to hate that villain. And the good thing, if you hate a villain in different show, it means the show has delivered really a good message to you because now you hate that character. So it means that they did a great job creating that character. The writers did an amazing job to invent this kind of characters so that you guys, when you're going to watch the live action or maybe the movie or the animations, you are going to hate that. Even me, just by watching this scene, I start hating this character because as you can see, Giantess Mom Lady is having a hard time taking this villain down. It was so hard. It was so hard. You can see there's a scene where you can see Giantess Mom Lady in her face. There's like strain of blood in her face because you can see she has been dragged down in the ground just by containing this villain who was running, going rogue, acting crazy in the middle of the forest, which is actually crazy. If it was me, you know what? This would be the first time being like, you know what? Please, I'm going to retire because I know I can't be a superhero no more. But if you are living in those universe, dang, that's hard. It's like when you're going to live like in the boys' universe, everything is chaos. You're gonna be killed in just an instant. So you know what? I don't know. You can tell me in the comments though. Tell me in the comments what you think because your comments are really important. And also, if you're new to this YouTube channel, please make sure subscribe and join the membership. Yes, if you join the membership, you are going to get more videos before normal and regular subscribers going to watch. Just yes, please leave a like to this video because if you do, YouTube will recommend this video to other people who are willing to watch. It's cool. And yes, if you're really interested in my second channel, please, you can go to my channel description. You can find all the links on my channels. Yes, I have most of like 4 channels. Go there and subscribe to those because more content are going to be posting that. And don't worry, this video will be premiered. So if you're ready, please, you can just send me some stickers and stuff like that because it's gonna be cool because you can see when it's gonna be premiered it's going to be live for you guys. So are you ready? Because I'm ready. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a great time. Make sure stay safe, be happy, and yes, a good definition of a great show has to have a villain who's actually strong and also unbeatable, and also maybe has a worse character and tend to hate everyone, so that people and the audience who are watching are going to hate that. And the good thing is, when the audience are going to hate that character, they're gonna create memes, and those memes they're gonna be shown on YouTube and TikToks and stuff, and those memes are going to go viral. So most of people will be willing to see. Oh, you know what? I want to go and see that character. If people hate them, I'm going to watch it. And you know, if they watch it, that show is getting publicity, and that is the main thing. So to me, 10 over 10 because it deserved. It deserved. Yeah, it deserved because it differs from other anime. If you're going to watch other anime, it's really cool. And this is a really good difference because as you can see, like, people hated Thanos because he was unbeatable. He had this strange, psychotic monologue, like, you know what? I don't know. The harder choice. I had a choice. I had to realize I had a choice. I don't know of the monologue, but he had the weirdest monologue. He was ready to sacrifice his kid so that he can do something. That is nuts. That's nuts. And that is nuts. And that is a really good definition of a good villain. And I'm really excited because on December, what the hell? I was supposed to say on December, Avengers Doomsday is going to be released. I don't know which date, but it's going to be released. And I'm really excited because as you can see, the main villain in Avengers Doomsday is Doctor Doom. And you know what? They say, there's a rumor, Doctor Doom is unbeatable. So I'm really waiting to see. Don't worry. When the movie's out, we're going to do a movie reaction, so and it's gonna be live. Yes, if you're really excited, you can follow me on Twitch. Yes, we're gonna be live soon, so you know I'm just preparing for the studio. So yeah, we're gonna be live every. I don't know. I'm gonna create. You're gonna see on the post. You're gonna see the type of the live stream, especially on Twitch. Yeah, but I'm really excited to see Doctor Doom as a villain because as you can see, Doctor Doom is so powerful and tend to cause chaos and is unbeatable. It's like another version of Thanos, but also like Thanos with magic. So I'm really excited. So are you excited? I want to see you in the comments. Tell me if you're excited, because if you're excited, that is really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm really excited to see Thanos, and also I'm really excited to see Doctor Doom.